Hi everyone, Susie Petrozzi coming again with a few empowerment boosters, and for today I wanted to focus on relationships, specifically relationships with your loved ones, relationships at work, relationships in any area of your life. It's a theme that's been coming up quite frequently in my sessions with clients, also something that I've been looking at in my own life. How do I quantum leap a relationship? In other words, how do I take relationships to the next level? For me, that's been looking at my relationship at home with my family, with my kids, but also with my clients and of course my husband. And so one of the things that I've been exploring is this notion how we have these expectations of others, that others need to change. And so if we want to, the minute that we decide that we want to change a relationship, the first thing we have to do is let go of this expectation of the other person to have to change. That's number one rule, and it provides such a solid, rock solid foundation for any change to actually be able to happen. Because you see, here's the thing, when you have an expectation that the other person needs to change, whether it be right or not, whether that actually be factual or not, what happens is that we get attached to this certain thought, to certain beliefs about how they are. And in getting attached to that, we're also then becoming attached and to certain emotions that we then experience, whether it be anger, frustration, resentment, you name it. And so that is felt in the interchange, in a relationship. And so when we try and communicate to the other person about what needs to change in a relationship, what they're responding to is not so much the words, but actually the energy from where we're coming from, the emotion from which we're speaking about the relationship. So most important rule when it comes to relationships, when it comes to wanting to change and really take your relationship to the next level, and again, in any area of your life, is to let go of this expectation that the other person needs to change. Totally let go of it. It's like unhook from it totally. Come back to you and ask yourself, who do I become when I get attached to this notion that the other person needs to change? Stay with that, then come back to yourself, connect to your awareness about, okay, well, how do I want to see myself in my relationship? Whatever relationship is it that you're working on, is it, your husband, your partner, your girlfriend, whatever that is, your children, is it your boss? How do I want to see myself in that relationship? Okay, open, receptive, vulnerable, understanding, compassionate, but what needs to then happen for that? Most important thing is that awareness, coming back, really coming back and listening and being present. How does that happen? You practice it. You practice it day in, day out, without the expectation, without anything else in the back, in the backlog of your mind in terms of what you want to talk about, what you need to tell them, what they need to understand. Look, it's challenging, but it's possible. And it's possible the minute that we let go of that expectation. Some of the other things that I've found that really help in terms of relationships is accepting that no relationship is perfect. And this is something that I share in my latest blog on how to quantum leap your relationships. If you go over to susiepetrozzi.com/blogs, you can read some more about some of the ways that you can do this. But for now, just what I wanted to share briefly is accepting that no relationship is perfect. Yes, we're surrounded by so many other people and grass is always greener on the other side. But if you come back, accept that no relationship is perfect, and then connect to the vision of how do you want your relationship to be? How do you want to see yourself in your relationship with that other person or with your kids? And let that be your inspiration for your personal change. Let that be inspiration for how you want to show up as best as you can, even if it's for 10 seconds that you were able to be patient with your kids when they're pulling at you and really demanding your attention. It's the building blocks. It's the building blocks that pave way for change. You can't expect yourself to do it all, at once. It's about training your mind to start to respond differently, and that takes practice. That takes patience. And let's be realistic. The more patient you are with yourself, the more patient we are going to be able to be with other people. So I hope that some of those things, some of those, little pointers will at least start to kind of challenge maybe your thinking about how you think relationships need to, what needs to happen in order for them to change. I just find there's such power in unhooking from that expectation. And when we do, we create so much room for possibility of what that relationship wants to be, how that relationship wants to express itself, that it's not dictated by these expectations, which are often based on, on past conditionings, on societal expectations, on your own history or your family's history. Come back to, what is it that I want? What is it that how is it that I want to be in this relationship? And that, my friends, is truly empowering. So go on over to susiepetrozzi.com/blogs and read more on this article. This video will also be uploaded on, and please feel free to share with anyone that you know really needs to hear this. All right, until next time, stay empowered. See you soon.